Hello and welcome to my workshop. So we're going to be getting back on the 69 K5 Blazer, and this as a reminder has a topper, and that is held on right now with magnets. We're going to need to work on some way to keep this thing on so it doesn't just come off the side. So probably a little ledge that comes down and catches on the inside. We also need to cut the windows front and back and just do some finish work on this. We need the windshield put in, as well as we need to pick one of our grills that we've used the vacuum mold to make and figure out which one is the best one to get that front end started. So on the tailgate, I'm probably going to come back and cut this section out and just build something a little more crisp than what I was able to get with the vacuum mold. And that'll pretty much get most of the work done on this. There's still a lot more to do, but that'll probably be a pretty good go. So let's get to that. Okay, so I got a lot done, and one of the things that I was hoping to get done was cutting the windows for the topper, and I got that and then some. So what you can see is just a slight shadow line, and that's on the original one, and that just added an extra piece on here. I put a little trim piece down here in the bottom, cut out the windows, and then I inset another piece of plastic behind and glued it to the inside, as well as come back in and took a piece that I rounded over to represent the window trim. Also a little rain gutter up here at the top, and, carrying around the in the rear with a little trim piece and the same details on both sides. There's still some more work that has to go in the back, the hinges and the handle, some other little details here and there. As usual, there's lots of little imperfections that need to be filled in, but all that'll be saved to the very end. The magnets and little ledges have been put on the inside so that it holds very securely now, and so the ledges keeps it from sliding off one way or the other. I also might put some reinforcements in the front and that'll hold it even more. I'll just have to wait to see how that's built. But very happy with how this is going. As you see, I put a coat of primer on it. Left off some areas where I'm having to do some more work with styrene, and I'll get onto that next. Okay, so I made a little more progress. I've got some more work done on the front end. Got the grille fitted. Now it's still a lot more work to do, but I'm slowly working in some of the edges. I still have a trim to come around the outside of this. A lot of little finished detail work on this, as well as getting the headlights set in. The rear, I was able to get this section cut in. All in all, coming along quite well, and just steadily moving forward. I still have to come in here and work out a vacuum form for this windshield, but I'll probably hopefully do that next. And then once that's done, I'll have a good spot where the windshield is. I'll know that detail. I can do a vacuum form of a dash. The dash on these trucks are just very simple, so it won't be a whole lot to that. So anyway, I'm making good progress, so let's just continue on with that. Alright, so I have the last two vacuum forms completed. Now this is the windshield, and so this fits in between the topper and the and I guess it's like the cowl piece here. It'll be molded in and filled in, down here at the bottom, but at the top it'll just have a probably a thicker piece of plastic put in here, and most likely some magnets and kind of lined up here to give it a little bit of extra support when this clicks in. The dash is it's just going to pop in like this, and so I have things to represent where the gauges will be, and the air ducts, radios and aircon and stuff like that, the glove box and what have you. And so just do a vacuum pull on that, cut it out, and then glue that on the inside. Probably do a little bit of filling and cleanup work along this edge here, and that'll be the major work complete. And then it'll just be time to start focusing on little finishing details, as well as getting some of the imperfections knocked out. All right, so let's get to that. Okay, so all the major work is complete on the Blazer. There's still a few little minor touch-ups and little things I need to do before I send it off to the customer, but all in all, it's complete. So we got the front grille finally finished up. Ended up taking the vacuum mold and modifying it, cutting this hole, adding the this grill material in the back, and cutting in this detail. One of the things it's got to work on is the headlight bezels. They're still coming in from Pushrod 3D. And then the headlights will just slip into that. Now this is removable, which will allow him to paint this separately, and it just screws in from the back. On the side, I have the front and rear marker lights, the holes drilled and ready to go. So all the details for the door to cut in. I have the trim around the windows in the back on the topper here, and as you've seen, the topper does pop off. It has magnets across the front, down both sides, and it also has this little lip which keeps it from shifting from side to side, but it just pops right on and it should hold no problem going down the trail. I have the fuel filler cap in the back, and I've also finished up the tailgate. The holes for the tail lights, they're cut in and pretty well detailed, but I'm waiting on those to come in. They're going to be 3D printed, and again, they're coming from Pushrod 3D. And I think that's just about rounds it up. I'm going to try to come up with a door handle and glue on a little door lock. But like I said, just the couple little minor details to finish up, but all in all, it's pretty happy with how this turned out. Lots of other projects to get onto. Then I think the next one they're super excited about, so I can't wait to get started on that. But until then, we'll see you in the rocks.